Hi friends, very excited to welcome you all to session 6 of Redux training. So in this session, we are basically going to see how to create set user and set password actions and reducers actually. So if you go through the Redux principles, you will understand that the Redux basically says that no component should have direct access to the state. The state is supposed to be in a remote location, and even the business logic should be kept remote. So the business logic should also be not be confined to a component. But if we see it in our application, you will see direct usages to that. Maybe I will go to app.js. You will see that we have directly defined state in our component, and we have basically using the state directly for user and password. So as to implement Redux in our application, let me remove this and move it to the reducer as an initial state. So let this be an initial state right now. Let me make it correct. So let me remove this semicolon, and now this is the initial state of my application. Moving to app.js. So I will remove this. This shouldn't be used, and I have to remove the direct usages of state. So let me change it to props. Okay, props, but still the props don't have this. Let me fix it in some time. So this should be props.error, and this should be props.error, and this is also not allowed as per Redux principle, having direct access to state. So let me comment this, and maybe I will remove all the set state usages. Actually, I forgot to mention in Redux, one of the other principle is you should not be changing the state directly. You can change the state only through the actions, and the action should call the reducer to change the state. I think I've removed set state and removed set state usages, but the only issue will be still the component is not exposed to user and password states. So we are supposed to get error because here I have not changed it yet. Let me change it to props. So props is not exposed to logged in user password error from reducer yet, because we have made it to expose only user. Okay, let me change it. So right now I say that I want all the states which is available in the reducer to be exposed. So let me user password logged in and error. So I will update it in app.js. I need user password logged in and error from reducer, from store basically, to be available in props. So I also will return this. So now all the states available in the store is available to the props of app component. Now I think we should be good to go. So now I am not getting any issues. Let it be. Okay. So now coming to the main requirement as per this session is to set username and set password. But here you can see that I am not able to edit anything. This is happening because the whatever is getting displayed is the props user and password. This props user and password is you are getting this user and password from the Redux store basically, because we have set up the map state to props, which will expose the state from Redux store to as props. So if you see here, what is happening is, on change, whenever the user types anything on the browser, is not changed in the Redux store. That is the basic issue. So basically now we have to change we have to create action so that whenever the user changes something on the user input or password input, that change should be translated to Redux store. So how to do that? So basically we have to write reducer and action for that. So let me first write here action. So basically we want to set the user. Whenever the user types something on the login page, we want to change the state. So I will create a return set user and the payload will be user. Okay, I'm getting an issue here. The issue here. Okay. Set user is done. Now I have to update the reducer. I have to update the logic. So if actions dot type is going to be set user, I'm going to change the actions dot payload. From action dot payload, I will be able to get whatever the user types. So that information that is will be available in action dot payload. That information I'm updating the user state. So let me update the same in app.js. We forgot to do one thing. First, that action should be available to this component. So I should first import that. I've already exported that. If you go to actions page, you will see that I've already exported. And I'm importing that set user and making it available to the this app component, and I will execute that whenever the user types anything on the handle username. Set user dot value. Before this was having set state, now I have changed to here action. This is no, you will not be able to directly call it. You have it is available in props. This handle username is called from the login component. If you go to the login component, this handle username will be called on change. That is, whenever the user types anything on the user input, this handle username will be called. Now I think we'll be able to change the user. Let me check. So can you see? Whenever you type something, the user state available in Redux Store is getting changed. So likewise, we can change it for password as well. Let me do that. So I will just write the action first. I will just copy paste this code. this is wrong. And let this be set password, and payload should be, I will be passing the password from the actions when it is called. Let me update the action reducer with the logic for the same. Just copy this code and change it to set password, and change the password to whatever is being sent from the actions. Okay. Now I should be able to change the password, but we have missed out. We have to import the set password actions. That I will do that now. Okay, and I have to use likewise how we did this. We have to do it for handle password as well. So I have to call set password, call this action set password, and even the target.value. With this I will be able to get the value the user has changed on the particular input. So as I explained, handle password will be called whenever the user changes anything on the password input. If the user changes something, this handle password will be called, and from the handle password I am calling the action set password. Using this I will be able to get the value the user has typed. So let me check it now. So I should be able to change the username and password. I'm getting some issue. Let me check what I did. It is saying that set password is not available still. I think I missed out the set password here. Missed out because this has not got exposed as actions still in props. Okay. So now I think we should be able to change the username and password. So can you see that? So now I am able to set username and password in the login component. Our next action will be to log in with this username and password. Thank you guys. See you in next session.